Welcome back everybody. Today's video, we just played the Ghostrunner 2 demo and it is phenomenal. This is a game I cannot wait for. It's coming out at the end of October. I think October 26th is when it's coming out, and it is so good and so fun to play. This is a sequel to the original 2020 Ghostrunner by 505 Games, and they're coming out with the second run right in a month's time from now. And the beta dropped just a couple hours ago, so obviously we had to check it out. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and so I would jump into the beta expecting exactly Ghostrunner but more of it, and that's exactly what I got. So if you're expecting something novel, or if you're expecting an open world, you're not gonna get it. What you're gonna get is more and more of Ghostrunner. So if you already liked Ghostrunner from 2020, that's good. This game is definitely for you. Now, if you haven't played Ghostrunner from 2020, this game is also probably for you. This is an awesome game, very brutal though, and very unforgiving. You're easily gonna get one-shotted 1,000, 10,000 times probably in your gameplay. Just in the 45-minute demo that I played, I died 116 times today. So if you do the math, what is that? 116 times, 45 minutes, I died at least twice a minute. Okay, just so you understand. And yeah, maybe I was a little bit rusty, maybe I wasn't playing super optimally, but this game is unforgiving, but it's so unbelievably rewarding when you get that sequence going and you kill all the enemies in the room in a specific way. So what did I like about the beta? What didn't I like about the beta? Let's talk about that. Things I liked about the beta: the gameplay is exactly like Ghostrunner. And what do I mean by that? I mean, it's an incredibly fluid, murderous gameplay. You are a ninja with your sword. You're zipping along in the air, on the ground, jumping, you're slowing time, you're deflecting bullets, and you're slicing and dicing your way across the battlefield and absolutely obliterating enemies. Enemies are shooting at you with guns, they're jumping at you with swords, they're slamming down weapons and sending shockwaves towards you. It doesn't matter, you're equipped to deal with all of that. So your character has a sword, and unlike the first game, you are able to deflect bullets in this game. You're kind of able to hold up the sword and just block certain shots from hitting you, which is a little bit different from the first game. You're also able to parry, which is not something you are able to do in the first game, and I think that adds a whole level of diversity in Ghostrunner 2, because now all of a sudden you're able to get one-shot kills on even more difficult enemies if you time that parry correctly. The other combat mechanics you've already seen in Ghostrunner, but if you haven't played Ghostrunner, here's what they are. You get some abilities. For example, on your left D-pad you have a shuriken, on your up D-pad you have a tempest, which is kind of like a force field your character shoots out with their hand, pushing enemies away or moving objects. You have one more slot for another ability. You'll be able to unlock more abilities throughout the campaign and probably equip them as you need them. So that is kind of what we had in Ghostrunner as well. You have your sword, as we've talked about, which you're slicing and dicing enemies, and the only major change from Ghostrunner 1 to Ghostrunner 2 is your ability to parry and deflect bullets, which you were not really able to do in Ghostrunner 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, so drop that answer in the chat. If you remember being able to deflect bullets in Ghostrunner 1, let me know, but I don't remember that. And the wall running, that's another ability that we had in Ghostrunner 1. You're gonna have it in Ghostrunner 2 as well. There's a ton of platforming. This is basically Ghostrunner 1.5. It is an appropriate sequel to Ghostrunner. Oh, and another thing that Ghostrunner 2 does really well is the secrets. So Ghostrunner 1 was known for hiding all sorts of swords and audio logs and collectibles all throughout the levels, but in very obscure places and places you really wouldn't think to look, and then you find them. And Ghostrunner 2 has not changed at all. There are so many hidden things. I thought I did a pretty good job at finding the items in the demo. Turns out I only found about half of them. And I was looking underneath surfaces, I was looking above, I was trying to find other places to go. I didn't find it. It's okay, I'll find it on another playthrough. So if you're a fan of that kind of stuff, there's more of that in Ghostrunner 2. Now, what didn't I like from the beta? It was the driving sequences. So the motorcycle, it seems awesome. I did enjoy the driving sequence, but I didn't think it was well done. And maybe that's because I'm just kind of crap at the driving. I don't know. But I had so many issues when I was driving that motorcycle. I was hitting just the corner of something and getting stuck with the motorcycle, which instantly de-speeds you. You go down to 0 kilometers an hour, and then to get back up, you can't do that. You're gonna lose the signal that you're trying to follow, and you're gonna fail. So it's not like if you hit something and you slow down, you can just keep going and you can salvage that run. No, you're most likely gonna have to do it again. Now, I also found the driving to be a little bit finicky. You know, you're going in a tunnel, you're doing kind of 360s. It's a little bit nauseating too. So for someone who doesn't love flying in racing games, this wasn't my favorite part. That coupled with the fact that, you know, getting stuck on different places during the driving sequence would absolutely kill that run. Made for a pretty unpleasant experience for me, but it might be completely different from you. If you had a really enjoyable driving experience in the demo, just let me know in the comments, and maybe we'll have some opinions to exchange later on. But that was pretty much the only thing that I didn't like from this demo. Everything else I absolutely loved. This is, as I've said before, Ghostrunner 1.5. It's an appropriate sequel to Ghostrunner. I can't wait for it to release at the end of October. Now, what about the difficulty level? So the demo starts off pretty easy. There's 1 or 2 enemies. You're slicing and dicing them. You're having absolutely no issues. But right near the end of the demo, before you get to the driving sequence, there is a pretty brutal sequence where there's maybe 8 or so or 10 enemies that you're gonna have to kill. And I think 4 or 5 of them are shooting bullets at you. You know, it's a one-hit kill. So if you get hit by 1 bullet, you're dead. So you're trying to avoid all of that. I probably had to run that sequence maybe 20 or so different times, but to be fair, I was not deflecting any of the bullets. You know, I think the Ghostrunner 1 was still kind of flowing through my body, and I was just really trying to avoid all of the bullets at all times. So I had to have an almost perfect run in order to get through this difficult sequence. But as we can see in the demo, there are going to be some easier parts, there are going to be some more challenging parts, and I'm all for it. You know, that's the beauty of Ghostrunner. If you are not into trying something 30 times before it works, this game might not be for you. But if you're a Souls fan, if you're a Metroidvania fan, if you're happy to punish yourself over and over again, this game is going to be for you. Okay guys, so this was a short beta, so this video is going to be a bit short as well. That's pretty much all I have to say about Ghostrunner 2. This is a game that I'm absolutely going to be playing day one because I loved Ghostrunner 1 so much. The good outweighs the bad so much more from the demo that I'm absolutely going to give this kind of like an 8.5 out of 10 for the demo itself. Obviously, I'm not rating the finished game, so that's probably going to change, but just from the demo, I enjoyed this very much. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Going to be picking this up October 26, 2023. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel. The support is always appreciated, and I will catch you next time. See ya.